I just spent an hour cleaning up this room and I'm sweating like crazy. Also, look at this setup you're standing on. If I'm not the new MacGyver, I don't know. Hey everybody, today I want to talk about self-help. More precisely, I want to talk about the downsides of self-help and how the culture we've built around it can actually end up making people more sad, even though self-help itself is set out to make people more happy. Let me start off by saying that I don't think self-help is bad at all. I think self-help has helped me in my life quite a lot, so it helped me build some discipline and certainly was part of my development as a human. However, I think the culture we've built around it and the expectations that are there and the stigma it can produce can be quite harmful to certain people. So the reason why self-help can be quite destructive is it comes down to three things. It comes down to promoting the pursuit of happiness as the meaning of life, putting forth completely unrealistic expectations, and also leading people to have misbeliefs about themselves and not accepting their weaknesses. But yeah, let me get into that in a second. Let me explain the first reason. The pursuit of happiness is probably the single most efficient life of having your life feeling unfulfilled. That is because you are setting yourself the goal of being happy. And the problem with that is that no human, no matter how hard he meditates, how hard he drowns himself in cold showers or his morning routine or sits in silence or whatever, no person on this planet is consistently happy. The difference, however, if you are not happy while having happiness as your life goal, is that all of a sudden you're not just not happy, but also you are failing. And also you are putting the responsibility on yourself that you should be happy right now and that it's your mistake that you're not happy. Trying to be happy so hard and working so hard to achieve happiness leads to you not accepting when you're not happy. This leads you to maybe deny feeling sad. Maybe you go for a run, you take cold showers, you do everything in your power to just get back into your happy state. But a thought or a feeling is a little bit like watching a tennis ball swim on the water. The more you try to push it down and ignore it, it always comes back up, and the harder you push it down, the harder it comes back up again. So if you deny your sadness and if you keep running from your sadness, it will always come back at you. So making your life about happiness is making your life about failing and inacceptance. So if you make yourself a life goal, maybe don't try to be happy. Work around it, find different goals that eventually lead you to a little more fulfilling life. Take small steps and don't listen to all those gurus and all those people telling you that you didn't work hard enough or you just have to do this and that and how all these things change their life. It's about small steps and it's about getting along day to day. It's not about being the perfect person. So this brings me to the second point I want to make, and that is unrealistic standards and expectations. So I get the feeling that the self-help industry at the moment is slowly transforming into a new kind of beauty industry or fashion industry, right? It's really starting to set incredibly unrealistic standards for life. Just as the fashion industry always puts out these ideals on these standards, right, that are supposedly achievable, right, being super skinny, having no hair in your face or whatever, so does the self-help industry right now, just on an emotional level. Most videos you see, or most videos I have seen, are always about self-improvement, right? How certain people do it and they are disciplined and they get up in the morning every day at 4 o'clock. I don't know what they are doing and why, but they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, they are super disciplined, every hour in their day is filled and they work, and they work hard and they work to success, and this is how it should be. And also they meditate and they do sports and they take cold showers and they are happy while being super disciplined. Those are ideals that are insanely high, and I don't think it's even really achievable. So it constantly works with the illusion of happiness being right around the corner, and happiness being in your hands, and happiness being there if you just work hard enough to achieve it. The problem with that, again, is that it's impossible for you to always be happy. And these high standards can come with a price. They can come with you feeling bad about yourself, feeling bad. And for example, I have a friend who also went down this rabbit hole of self-help, and she started to always, in her free time, do something productive. So if it was, for example, just watching a YouTube video, it had to be something like health or knowledge related. All the books she read were like, improvement books basically, or like anything that has substance. And she's saying now that she really has, to an extent, relearn the ability to just slow down, to just sit down and allow yourself to just be lazy and to just enjoy the moment, because she's so in this self-improvement trip and she can't really take breaks anymore. And this is like the problem with these high standards. It puts all the responsibility on yourself again, while sometimes emotions are just not really controllable. Emotions are there for you. Emotions are there to be felt for a while and then leave. While this stigma and these expectations are building a resistance against these feelings, the illusion that these feelings shouldn't be there and that happiness should be the feeling to be felt right now. All this denial gets me to my third point, and that is a point that is really important to me because I fell into that trap. And that point is being unacceptant, and that point is being unaccepting of your own weaknesses. See, self-help is amazing at first, right? It's addictive because you have your issues and all of a sudden you're tackling them alone, right? You're strong, you're independent, you don't need anybody else to take care of you. You're just working hard for a better life. You start living in that illusion that you don't need help. You live in that illusion that all the struggles you've had now will be tackled by yourself. So what can happen is, what happened to me is that self-help has just become another addiction for me. For 2 years I meditated every morning, every evening. There was half a year where I had a morning routine of, like making my bed, meditating, taking a cold shower, running and then taking a cold shower. And I did that every morning, and I had an evening routine as well. And every time I felt bad, I was just like, yeah, cold shower, fuck it. And you realize at a certain point, you're not actually coping with anything. You're not actually helping yourself. It is about, again, pushing away those bad emotions and trying to live the happy wave all the time. And it's just putting a band-aid on as you would with drugs or sex, relationships, whatever. It is not actually helping. You just have the feeling of empowerment and working on yourself. And this stigma about being able to help yourself, to not give in to the pressure and to not allow yourself maybe self-pity or sadness, really has prevented me of getting help. For a year I've been struggling quite a lot with anxiety related issues, and I really wanted to fight through it myself, right? Back in the day, I always was very reliant on my parents or my friends, and I kind of had the feeling that I need to do it alone because I wanted to feel strong, right? And it has kept me from seeking the help that I would have needed in the time, because I was living in that illusion of being able to do it myself, and in that self-help illusion that just kept me going to a point where it wasn't healthy and where I literally mentally broke down. and have scratched complete rock bottom until I realized that I had to get help. And even at that rock bottom, I was like, nah, it's not bad, right? Other people have worse problems, and why would I get help if my problem is just so tiny? Me hitting rock bottom before I got help is not a good thing. I think it's not how it's supposed to be. And so I really want to work towards people getting help earlier. I don't think you should hit rock bottom before you get help. Truth is, if you consider going to a therapist with your problem, it's most likely valid enough to go, alright? Even if the problem is solved in 2 sessions, the therapist is probably happy to do it. And so this is a really important point I want to get across with this video, is when you're struggling with something, when you're drowning yourself in self-help and you don't know where to go and you just keep on feeling unhappy and unfulfilled, we don't seek answers in these self-help videos. And a lot of times they're just a band-aid and just an illusion, making you work and feel good about yourself for a while without actually changing something internal. I think what we need to accept is that we are imperfect, that is just human. We are a social species. We are made to depend on each other. We are made to need help. And realizing when you're in your limits and when to get help is just an incredibly important point in life. So when you're struggling right now in your life and you've been struggling for a while, consider getting professional help. Don't listen to them saying you just haven't worked out enough, or you just haven't meditated enough, or you're not disciplined enough, or whatever. If you have issues, seek professional help. So, a short summary about the things I just said. Life is not about eliminating unpleasant emotions. It is about integrating them and accepting them and learning how to deal with them. So, don't make your life the pursuit of happiness. Learn how to also live and function with sadness. To an extent, of course. If you feel that it's not bearable, please seek help. The second thing I want to say, no one is consistently happy. Everyone struggles, everyone has their own thing to bear. Go away from that image that you could be happy all the time if you just tried hard enough. Go away from that idea that, you know, with 20 you should already be a millionaire and travel the world and get everything figured out and work hard to be happy. No, it's just about accepting yourself, how you are, lowering your expectations, and just getting along in life, really. And that is a big task anyway to do. So yeah, lower your expectations. The third thing that I want to mention is accept that you have weaknesses, accept that you struggle, and accept that you are dependent on other people. You won't solve everything alone. We are a species that is made to depend on each other. So dare to depend on somebody else, dare to ask for help. Just as you would go to a doctor fairly quickly, do it with mental diseases, right? With mental things. If you run into a roadblock and you just can't get out of it, get help. Alright, so that was my video for the day. I would love to hear your experiences about self-help, because it's a little bit of a controversial topic. Maybe you had good experiences, maybe you had bad experiences. Let me know in the comments. I would love to have a discussion about it. And yeah, until then, stay healthy, have a good day, bye bye.